How long have we kept something in our cupboards because it's too painful to throw it out? And then when we do, it bothers us so much that you have to go back and take it out of the garbage. It's almost painful because you're literally throwing money away. That's what recently happened to me when I was cleaning my kitchen cupboard, and I found a product that has been sitting on my shelf for 3 years. I wondered why had I not thrown it out? Because I thought, like I think with my craft supplies, that I might use it one day. A few years back, I got into the health craze and bought matcha powder. I bought the tea and the special brush to foam it too, thinking, I love green tea, so I must love matcha. Well, guess what? I did not like the taste at all. As I was cleaning my tea cupboard, I finally threw the matcha in the garbage. And then a few minutes later, I realized, wait, I need that. So I went back to the garbage. Yes, I know it's gross, but I scooped it out. Yes, the matcha might be old to drink, but I can use it in my art. The true hoarder in me came out. And although matcha is not specifically used for art, it found its way into my art journal, and it created a truly magnificent page. But before I show you what I did with the matcha, I will show you how I added layers to my pages, starting with a small Earl Grey tea bag that helped me stain my background paper within seconds. It's such a simple technique, and the stains look amazing. Since we work in layers in our art journal, it's important to add all the layers you want before adding color. For my second layer, I glued recycled papers onto the background with matte medium. I ripped these papers when I was opening a boxed package I received in the mail. Yes, I know I'm a hoarder, but I can't help myself. The texture was so amazing. How could I not save these papers? Look at them. Then it was time to add the color. And I already had some hibiscus flower tea brewed that I had from a previous project. So I added some clear gesso in the background, and while the gesso was still wet, I did something I have never done before. I dragged the flower petals through the gesso. It created the most amazing texture I had ever seen. And the colors changed tones just like color shifting paint. It went from pink to purple and blue. As I explained in my previous video, it reacts differently depending on the acidity of the product it touches. Now it was time to add the matcha. I mixed the powder with some hot water and the special brush it came with. Then I used the brush to create the most amazing dandelion looking flowers. All I kept saying is, how have I never thought to use this before? It too was sitting in my tea cupboard for 3 years collecting dust. I just always thought I will try matcha again. But this texture is so much better than anything I could have imagined. Now it's not called a matcha brush anymore, but a tool that I will be using over and over in my art room. I even use the brush to flick some splatters onto the page. This mixture can be used as paint as well, so I took a thin paintbrush and painted a border around my spread. As I heat set the dandelions, the matcha started cracking and creating even more wonderful crackled texture. While adding some script stamping and a sentiment from my printable quote sheet, I started thinking, what else is sitting in my house collecting dust? What else could I use in my art that could help me tell my story? And what I realized is that I have hundreds of books collecting dust on a shelf. And if you have some too, then I can show you how to give them a brand new life. Watch how I use book pages for my art journal in this video right here. I explain why using them is so important to me, and at the same time, it can help you learn how to tell your story through art as well. Because by enjoying our creative process, it can help us feel happier and can benefit our well-being. I'll meet you right there.